Hi, I'm Nieman. I am an R&B artist from California. I live in Los Angeles, and this far I've been doing everything independently. I'm an independent R&B artist. Yeah, I've been releasing stuff solo for a while, and it's just such a pleasure to be able to work with my cousin, just because I haven't found like a better collaborator that I love working with. So.
Hi, I'm Moira. I am from Manila. I'm a singer-songwriter, and my music is mainly indie folk, and I write almost poetic Tagalog songs, and it's basically just honest. If there's one word I can describe my music to be, it's honest.
John Mayer and Justin Timberlake. Those are my two. Those are my top two for me. Just the R&B pop sound that Justin Timberlake has pioneered has been really influential, and the lyricism and like storytelling of John Mayer has been influential, and also like vocally, those two have been a huge influence on my own voice and how I sing. So. Yeah, those two are like kind of always the first two that come to mind for my influences.
Yeah. Mine is Brooke Fraser. She's an Australian singer-songwriter. I don't know if you're familiar with Hillsong.
Hillsong on the church.
The church, yeah. They have she's one of their singers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. Tori Kelly.
Yeah.
Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
And I love Taylor Swift too. With her first EP, which was more folky, we started writing it, and it wasn't like we had like a direction in mind. We literally just picked up a guitar and we just wrote. And it just came out how the song was gonna be. There was never a plan or a structure to anything. And we finished the whole EP. And I guess the great thing about them was none of these songs were made out of deadlines. They were made out of just, an overflow of what we were feeling inside and around us.
That album was 2 days.
Wow.
Yeah, the 4 songs because she was leaving to go back to the Philippines on Thursday.
Yeah.
And so we had like the idea of what if we did an R&B album, and then because she had to go visit her family in Las Vegas on Wednesday, we only had Monday, Tuesday to write and record a 4-song EP.
And we were actually just planning one.
Yeah.
1 or 2 songs.
Yeah.
And then
And we ended up getting 4 songs. Yeah, it was like, it's more of like an R&B pop album, and it's just really collaborative the way that we write together. It's the whole album. She kind of explains it best, but she would always say that it's just a whole narrative, and you're hearing both sides of the story, as opposed to most love songs you're hearing one vying for the other in one perspective. This one is showing like although one side might feel this way, this side feels this way, and that's such a fresh take, I guess, like on that sort of writing, just because you can hear like what's going through the thought process of someone else, and not just coming up with it on your own, you know.
No, actually I was gone for 16 years because his mom and my dad are siblings. Okay. I went to live with my mom in the Philippines, so they separated. Yeah. And so during that time growing up, I didn't know I had cousins. Oh, so I only knew of them through my baby pictures when my parents were still together. So we were reunited. I was 18, and the moment we met each other, we were in your bedroom, and we were just showing each other our high school diary of songs.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off right away, and it just, ever since, I never felt like I was ever gone at all. Yeah. Sometimes I find myself trying to remember, what were we doing? What memories do I have of Nieman when we were younger? And then I remember, I don't have any. But that's just how I find it really great.
But it feels like familiar as well.
Yeah. That was the crazy thing about when we wrote these songs that summer, like 2 years ago. She came for vacation for holiday, and there was like we weren't expecting to write or anything.
Yeah.
Like the way it happened is that she had brought her guitar, and like the first night that we met up, I picked up the guitar and started playing something, and then she told me a story of what her friends were going through, and then we wrote this song out of nowhere. Like there wasn't any sort of like, hey, let's try to write this many songs. It was kind of just like, oh, I like that. And then she, like a lot of times, it's funny, a lot of times I'll play guitar and then she'll just start singing whatever is like comes off the top of her head. And it's like 9 times out of 10, it's like the melody's already like perfect.
Yeah.
Like if not 10 out of 10. And like that was one of those days where she had this like melody. It's a song called Good Night My Love, and that was crazy, like just because we've never worked together before. And so just to, like for me to play that, and then that happened, and that happened 8 times after. So
I still remember the shock on our faces, like, this is really good.
Yeah.
Like,
that was the crazy thing, is that when we wrote that first song, it wasn't like, oh, like, this is kind of cool. Like we were both like, whoa, like this is really, like this could be really something. And so. You know what? This I flew out here when before everything was released, and then everything started getting released, and so I haven't been back home yet. Yeah, to see, but from at least from like social media, it's been pretty insane. A lot of people have like really been sharing the song a lot and gravitating to the songs, just because, for one, like a lot of my fans are fans of her, just because you know they heard of the stuff together, and they're just excited to hear this type of R&B, and then most of our family is in the United States, and so they're the ones like sharing it through everyone. So it's been
we have a really big family.
Yeah, family's huge.
Yeah,
it's been like very overwhelming, but it's been really awesome. I graduated from film school.
Wow.
Yeah, so like I was doing the music thing like at the same time, but I graduated in film producing. So if I wouldn't be in music, I'd pursue being a producer for like feature films. Yeah.
For me, I think I'm gonna be a writer.
Oh, she's great. Like I mean, I actually adopted journaling because of her, and then like she's like, that makes sense. That's really good. Yeah.
There's one song in the EP called Promise, and a lot of the wedding vows, a lot of not even wedding vows, but promises that couples give to each other are almost unrealistic, almost setting the expectations too high, and not being realistic, and not accepting that both are human and both can fail you. So Nieman and I came up with the idea of just being able to
write that like realistic like wedding vow song. Like it really explores that that theme of like, or the thought of I'm gonna fail you, and I know I'm not perfect, but I promise to try every day and to put effort into this relationship. So yeah, real is like a perfect word, and I feel like it was funny because I was just gonna say like authentic, and then she said real, and I was like, well, it's like the same. You know. Also, I wanted to say, I feel it was also just really, I feel like compromise is like the word, because compromise in like the way that we wrote, compromising on the music, in our writing styles, compromising in having an album that's her sound and having an album that's mine. Like this whole project has been about compromise, and it just really meeting in the middle. And I just feel like that's what allowed us to write so many songs, is understanding like our limits and where we can best fit each other's needs creatively.
And also I feel like in a sense it has created in us braver people, just because we've seen so much beauty outside of our comfort zones. And you know, getting out of our comfort zones brought us to Jakarta. And it's amazing, because our hope for this EP and for everybody who will get to listen to it and to hear our story is that, you know, dreams are better when shared.
Hi, again, my name is Nieman. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, and Jukes. On Instagram and Twitter, my handle is Nieman Music. That's Nieman Music. And on Jukes and Spotify and Apple Music, it's just under Nieman, Nieman.
Hi, I'm Moira, and you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Apple Music, Spotify, Jukes. Just type in Moira de la Torre, and I should be the one with the check mark.